What if the reason you're not seeing miracles in your life isn't because they've stopped happening, but because you've stopped expecting them? We live in a world that teaches us to be logical, to be realistic, to plan every step and fear the unknown. But faith lives in the unknown. Faith is unreasonable by design. And when you try to live a supernatural life with only natural understanding, you'll always feel stuck, disconnected, empty. You'll pray for change while planning to stay the same. But here's the truth no one talks about. You were never meant to just survive. You were wired, spiritually, emotionally, biologically, to thrive in alignment with something far greater than yourself. That something is the voice of God. And hearing it isn't reserved for the elite, the religious, or the perfect. It's for the broken, the doubtful, the exhausted, the ones who secretly wonder, God, are you even still with me? Yes, He is. But the question isn't, is God speaking? The real question is, are you tuned in to hear Him? You see, activating supernatural faith isn't about mustering hype or faking positivity. It's about recalibrating the deepest parts of you, the parts clouded by fear, shame, performance, comparison, and pain. Psychology tells us that the human brain naturally scans for threat. That means by default, we're wired to anticipate the negative. It's why even after something beautiful happens, we brace for the crash. But faith is the opposite current. It rewires the brain to expect divine alignment. Not perfection, not immunity from pain, but purpose through pain. Because miracles rarely show up where comfort reigns. They show up in the fire, in the wilderness, in the breakdown before the breakthrough. We all carry wounds, trauma that hasn't healed, words we never recovered from. And if left unhealed, those wounds distort not only how we see ourselves, but how we hear God. His voice gets filtered through insecurity, through hustle, through fear of failure. So we numb ourselves with busyness, bury ourselves in achievement, or chase applause, hoping it will silence the ache. But deep down we know something's missing. That something is divine alignment. Because the enemy of miracles is not sin, it's misalignment. When your heart, mind, and spirit are out of sync with God's voice, your life becomes noisy. Even your prayers become scattered. You're talking to God but not walking with Him. And you cannot walk in miracles while running from intimacy. God isn't looking for perfect people. He's looking for available ones. People who will say, God, I don't have it all together, but I'm open. I'm willing. I'm ready to hear you again. That's the moment things begin to shift, because miracles follow surrender. And surrender is more than laying something down. It's picking up a new lens, a new posture, a new awareness. Supernatural faith starts small. It looks like choosing peace when anxiety screams louder. It looks like taking one obedient step when the rest of the path is still foggy. It looks like choosing to believe that your past doesn't disqualify you. It prepares you. And as you take those steps, quietly, consistently, intentionally, your spiritual ears start to recalibrate. You begin to discern the difference between fear and intuition, guilt and conviction, performance and purpose. And suddenly you realize God has been speaking all along. You were just too busy performing to hear it. Success, prosperity, healing, these are not outcomes you chase. They are byproducts of divine connection. They flow through you, not to you, when your spirit is aligned with His. So what does walking in miracles really look like? It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's choosing love over bitterness. Sometimes it's forgiveness that breaks a generational curse. Sometimes it's simply having peace in a storm everyone else is drowning in. That's supernatural. That's faith amplified. And when you walk in that kind of faith daily, not just when life is good, not just when you feel inspired, but every day, especially when it's hard, you begin to embody the very thing others are praying for. You become the miracle, the healed, the whole, the walking evidence that God still moves. So let me ask you, what would shift in your life if you stopped waiting for miracles and started walking like one?